All right, now, welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Now with us today, Oluseyi Asuf is the creative director and the founder of Asuf Films Limited, a leading film, TV and commercial production company with unparalleled production services and management across all media in Nigeria. So he has joined us here today to share his film making process and the tools he uses to make them. You're welcome, Oluseyi. Good to have you here.
Same here, brother.
Do people tell you that you look like Leko?
I get that, you know.
Just saying, but you're welcome.
Thank you.
First off, I've got tons of questions for you, but I'm going to start from the very beginning. You're a videographer, yeah?
Yes.
And this is your business. You started off, as we told from earlier.
Yeah.
Tell us about your art, first of all, being a videographer and how you got started.
It's fun to have the power to create, you know. It gives you the mini-God kind of space. I learned everything online, and I would say, looking back, it's just been fun.
Okay.
To be able to build life, create business from just learning stuff online.
Wait, first off, I got what you said there. You said you learned online, so you didn't attend any schools when you started. You just how exactly do people or can people learn online?
You watch videos on YouTube, Google, subscribe to some of these film blogs, and yeah.
So you're saying just from learning from online, you've been able to create an entire career from all of this. Are there many people like you?
I think there are a lot of people like me, you know. The advent of internet has made it easier to actually learn a lot of stuff online now.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. So your production company, how big is it? What is the extent of endeavors that you guys have done?
Internally, we have about 15 full staff.
Okay.
And we have like 2 in UK and 2 in US as well.
Okay, in the UK?
Yes, and also in the US.
Let me get this straight. You started online here in Nigeria. You've progressed big enough to actually say that you have members of staff who are in the UK.
And also in the US.
And in the US as well. Yeah. So what do they do out there?
So we have a streaming platform. We also distribute short-form content as well. So they curate and they also create for some of our platforms in Nigeria.
Okay, so now I'm really curious and I really want to get started. Let's just say that I'm a young man in Nigeria, looking at you who has staff outside the country. Yeah. How do I exactly get started? Apart from learning from online, what else do I have to do after I get these knowledge?
I think looking from afar, it looks intimidating.
Yeah, it does.
When you look at the big cameras, the big screen and all of that. So when I get that question, I always advise people the best camera you can always start with is that you can afford.
And which is it? Which
is your smartphone. Today's phone is quite equipped with a lot of features. Okay. Like my Samsung, we did a short film on Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra recently. Okay. And it has like 3 cameras. Okay. Like ultra wide, wide angle and a telephoto camera on it.
So you're saying something like this can actually shoot?
Can actually shoot a movie with something like this.
Oh, okay.
And the good thing with your smartphone is the basic is not to create video. You're getting your smartphone to make calls, send message, and all of that.
Exactly.
But the camera on it is like an advantage. And if you can afford the big camera, it just makes sense to check what you have in your palm.
I'm very curious. Let me see that. Let me see that phone once more.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's basic. It's a phone just like any other.
It's not just a phone. It has 8K camera on it.
Your girlfriend's text is showing. let me remove that. But this is what is this again?
So that's Note 20 Ultra.
The Note 20 Ultra.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's got 3 cameras on here. Yeah. Why exactly is this like a very good tool to start with?
It can shoot high resolution, like 8K.
Okay.
So in one frame, you can literally crop different composition out of it.
Okay.
And that's massive.
What is this 8K, 4K I keep hearing?
That's in resolution.
Resolution.
Like the size of the screen that you can capture at the time.
Okay. Okay. So I can shoot an entire video, an entire movie, like you have done.
If you can afford the big cameras,
if you can't afford,
you can definitely do it with a camera.
So you're saying that time will come when we will no longer really need to start lugging about these huge cameras and lights and everything. All we might need is just a flat device like the Samsung phone that you're holding.
I'll say the power that this gives you,
like the flexibility.
Yes, most especially for starters. When I say intimidating, I mean, look at the crew, the team, and everybody. With your smartphone, like this has a video stabilizer in there. And if you have to do this on a normal traditional filmmaking, you definitely need extra gears like a gimbal. You need someone to operate that. Whereas with your smartphone, just you behind the camera, you can do all of that.
Okay.
So it's the power that it gives you right in your palm.
So two things. You just said all these cameramen behind us now. You're saying that you can replace them. You have enemies, though.
Not really,
but
not
then
really. But at least they're taking advantage of what you have, at least for
okay.
StarTimes.
You also mentioned something about stability.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between a professionally shot video and one that was just shot, is that you can have that stable feel to it. And, it glides through and it looks like as if you have like an army of crew behind that.
Adding production value to what you're creating.
So devices such as these can actually help
do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they even have like Pro Tools where you can literally set some of the features manually, if you can.
Okay.
And if you can, just switch to auto.
Oh, that's very interesting about these devices these days. But I'm also very interested in how much one can stand to make, maybe as a beginner and also as time goes on. How much can I make from being that small unit videographer or production house? Let's start with being a beginner.
I'll say the opportunity is endless, but for every businesses, you need a video, you need to do promotion, you need to do marketing. And nobody wants to read like 4 or 5 pages of script. Yeah. But in like 30 seconds, you can tell people about your business. You can show them, and you can use the dynamic shots to better tell these
stories.
Tell that your campaign.
Yeah.
So it means if you can do it, like literally everybody needs you.
How will I find the customers, however? Do I have to go knocking on every door? I do film or what?
Every small business needs a video. That's the truth. And because they're also small, they're also looking for people that can create videos for them.
That they can afford.
That they can afford. And you can be the best guy to solve such problems.
I want to see one of the work that you've done. So let's take a look at this. Now let's see the marvel that Oluwaseyi actually creates.
She wanted to know what that meant, if I would have kids and all. At the end of each day, she'd tell me how much she loved me.
She beat up boys in my class and anyone who dared bother me. She protected me. And my dad used to call her Gebewani.
Was it a long journey?
That's one of your jobs, and that's quite beautiful. The treatment to that is almost foreign. In fact, I guess that it is.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. What was that we just saw, by the way?
It's a short film we shot recently titled Ife.
Ife?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a story behind it?
It's just a love story.
It's a love story. Okay. Well, very interesting. Okay. So we've talked YouTube tutorials. We've talked about getting started. You can actually use your devices. But I want to know, and I bet everybody out there still is very curious as to how much can I make? If you say there are these people out there who want to make these short films to represent their businesses, how much will they pay me to create such?
I think averagely like 100, 200K per video.
That's salary now.
For just one
Pretty
video.
much. But how much do I have to put into that video?
All you need is just your smartphone. If you have a good phone that can do all of this, if you don't have it, or if you have bigger budget, you can buy cameras, buy light, but that expands the team. And for a starter, you need a limited crew, or limited resources. Your smartphone can be very handy.
Okay, so my smartphone could be my first investment.
Yes.
And then I'm going to grow from there.
As you grow, you can expand.
Okay, but you've grown to the extent where you have productions internationally, concert productions. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So I do cover big comedy shows and musicals in the US and Nigeria that are headlined by Nigerians.
Okay.
Like your Wizkid show, Bonner, Davido, even their tours. I do create that for promoters in UK and US as well.
Okay, so it's interesting to note that this is all stuff that you learned
from
online and then you've graduated. People go to big schools to learn everything that you're doing right now. Are you saying that you can eliminate that entire process?
The advantage of online is that you don't stop learning. You get every day you learn new stuff. There are always new tutorials. So unlike the school, if you've been to a uni and you're out of uni for like 4 or 5 years, you're out of the system. But internet, there's always new tutorial every day, and that's the advantage that the internet gives you.
All right, so I have information here about something called the Samsung Learn to Shoot.
Yeah.
What is that? Do tell us.
So I did like 4 videos on how to shoot like a pro using a Samsung phone.
Okay.
Just to break the myth that you can create professional videos with a mobile phone.
Okay.
And
So
that should be dropping pretty soon. And some of the topics that I covered are camera angles that you can use to better tell your stories, composition, camera movement, and how to better set your camera, like your phone camera, to get the best out of it.
okay, because there's some advanced settings in there that I'm not really used.
Intimidating. It's just that we don't really care.
Yeah, well, I'm like, first selfie. And that's really...
And those little things really count. In fact, just cleaning your lenses sometimes does big magic on the screen. Yeah.
So all of this we can learn from the Samsung Learn to Shoot, which you put together. How many videos again did you say?
4 videos.
4 videos. How long are these videos?
And we also have like a bonus, which was the short film we shot on the Samsung phone.
So how long are the videos, and where can we...
2-3 minutes.
Where can we find them?
They're going to be available on all social media, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, both on my page and also on Samsung page.
What's your page again?
I am Asuf.
I am Asuf. That's A-S-U...
I-A-M-A-S-U-R-F.
I-A-M-A-S-U-R-F. I am Asuf. That's on Instagram and all other platforms as well. Okay, so now we've learned all the... Well, we know about this ability. I've bought my camera. I know how much I'm set to make and all of that. In the long run, how can an individual who wants to invest in this career, what can they be looking at developing into? How big can they go? I mean, you're a small business yet, but you started really small, and now you've got staff all over the place. That progression, how did you come about it? How can people expect that their progression could also go learning from you?
It's just the interest to want to be better than whatever thing that you
keep
are
learning,
before.
yes.
Do you understand? I started off as an editor, migrated to a producer, and also a director. And now I literally have a distribution platform.
Network, yeah.
More like what you call a mini Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And all of this are just what you call the progression.
And this wasn't what you studied in school, was it? It wasn't.
Although I did computer science in school.
Well, yeah, it's still...
But it was still a bit off. Yeah.
Wow, Shay, it's fantastic what you do.
The opportunity is endless.
It's fantastic what you do with such, little resource. And bet you guys can also learn from this and take example, grow your own little businesses, your own small businesses to the extent that he has. It's fantastic having you here on the show as an inspiration to every young man or woman out there who thinks, hey, maybe I should start a small business in videography and all of that. So, hey, we're looking forward to the many more stuff that you can do.
Thank you.
Please make sure that we see it. Please show it to us here on TVC.
No problem.
We'd like to see, and definitely on Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you very much. We appreciate that you made out time for us today.
I appreciate it.
And we're looking forward to seeing you again. So do stay tuned. We're going to break now. We've got more coming up inside of Wake Up Nigeria.